Hey Nityanandam, this is Shiva Maya, and today I would like to share something about relationships. And like lately, I have been conducting some sessions about conflict free living. Um, and conflict free living has a lot to do about dropping your expectations. And expectations, like we all have them, and in the way we are organized here as a society, it is actually, expectations are a normal thing. Huh? We want this out of a relationship, we want that out of a relationship, we expect the person to be in a certain way, we even expect ourselves to be in a certain way. And what then actually happens is that there is an expectation. For example, I expect this person to be very friendly to me. And then there is the reality that can be the same, but sometimes it's not. And when that gap is there in between, we tend to suffer actually from that gap, because then if somebody is not meeting our expectations, we get disappointed or we get angry or we get sad. So, actually, the whole thing about relationships um, is that it is not a bargain. We are so used to all these economical terms, like if I give something, I will get something back. But that kind of a bargain has nothing to do with love. Love is not about utility. It is not about what you get out of a relationship. So when you see that and you want to like just experience love, and as much love as you can experience in your life, the key is to drop your expectations, to drop whatever you want for this person, whatever you expect this person to be. And that starts, of course, with becoming aware of what actually we expect. Um, and like lately, I saw for myself that I had some expectation that in certain things for which I'm educated, I need to be perfect. I need to be at least really, really good. I cannot make mistakes. That is also like a judgment, an expectation, but then towards myself. When I dropped that, a lot of stress got released, and I was able to do so much more for the whole project altogether, just by letting life flow. Life changes all the time. We change all the time. Everything changes all the time. And wherever we fixate something, which we what we do when we have a certain judgment, when we come to a conclusion, or when we have a fixed expectation or of how things or how people should be, then we become like separate from life itself. There we create a gap. Understand? Like the reality is never fixed. It continues flowing. So where we fixate something, it should be like this. Life just flows its own way. It's not gonna because you expect it to be like this. Life says, "Oh, then you know what? I'll stop flowing." No, of course not. Life flows, and it keeps on expanding and changing. And wherever we have that fixation, we create the problem actually. So best thing you can do is like become more and more aware of where are these expectations hiding inside of me? Where are they coming up? And then when you clearly can see them, you can also drop them and let go. And then life can have its flow again. And that is like such a huge key factor in any relation. Um, so your relationships will tremendously expand in terms of Love when you can just, as my guru beautifully says, unclutch. When you can, it is actually a word that did not exist. He made it up, and he has gifted it to the Oxford Dictionary, so to say. And this unclutching just means to separate yourself from it, to actually not entertain any expectations, not try to destroy any expectations, because that is still giving it a lot of energy for which it continues. Also, not like maintain it, hold on to it, all of that, nothing. Just see it and unclutch. There you are giving yourself and all of the people around you with which you have relationships, you are giving them the greatest gift, because then just your love can flow. And love is not looking for any utility value or any bargain. Um, it will just simply flow and overflow if you just let it. And the way to let it happen is to unclutch from any judgment or any expectation. Actually, having relationships that way becomes really easy. And I can very well recall, and quite a few of you might recognize, that earlier some of the relationships I was having were actually like a energy drain, or they were like really giving me a lot of energy. Um, and that changed actually a lot with these techniques. Of course, when becoming a sannyas, it also changed so much, because I'm not looking at people anymore in terms of relationships. Just every person in front of me means life, and every interaction I have with any person means life. Life is happening. So I'm no longer thinking so much in terms of relationships where you put a title on it, and then it says something or means something about that relationship that you have. Um, but just life happening continuously by being in interaction with all kinds of people. And it has become really, really useful, this unclutching technique, and being able to recognize more and more of the expectations that actually I am holding, because that is of course, the big key. When you don't see them, when you're not aware of what you're actually expecting, um, it is hard to free yourself from that. Then immediately, when somebody does something that is not according to your expectations, immediately some irritation is there in you, or some disappointment is there in you, and you actually don't know what happened yet exactly. But when you become aware of those steps in between, and you start recognizing, like, hey, I am the one who is making a conclusion, coming to conclusions. I am the one who is holding certain expectations, and actually, I'm free to choose in that way. When you become conscious, it is literally giving you the great opportunity to make conscious choices of what to expect, what not to expect, and where to recognize those expectations and drop them. Just let them go. Just let life be as it is. Let people be as they are. Let yourself be as how life is happening through you at that very moment. Then that beautiful life flow comes. And I remember also one of the greatest teachings that I got from my guru. He said once, like, you don't need love, you are love yourself. And that was like such a strong reminder, such a strong pointer at, like, hey, wait a minute, that source of love is always inside. You can't gain any love from outside. You even when somebody expresses so much love towards you, you can enjoy that, but there's nothing like it can be added to you. There's nothing like love can be added to you, or you can get it from outside. No, it is there within. And well, when other people express their love, they might be able to remind you of that love inside, but it is already there, so you never need anything from outside. And I found it such a beautiful, wonderful quote that I put it underneath my email as a signature, just to share it with the whole world. Like by interacting with you, I love to share love and life. And at the same time, I recognize like I cannot add anything to you. You are love yourself. I am love myself. So with that, I want to conclude this video. Thank you very much for watching. You're very welcome to subscribe to my channel. Then you get a notification when a new video comes up. And also a very big invitation to interact with me. Give some feedback in the comments below this video, or find me on Facebook or Instagram. I would love to talk to you. And see you in next video. Nityananam.